Welcome to the 1 Minute Apologist. We interview the world's leading apologists to provide credible answers to curious questions.
Frank, last week we had on the program Chris Date, and he did a series on conditionalism, and he talked about kind of the nature of hell and then the fact that unbelievers would eventually be annihilated. What are your thoughts on the whole idea of hell and annihilation?
Well, a couple things I would say. First, scripturally, I have trouble with it, although I think Chris made some decent possible interpretations of the scriptures. But the one that I think is very hard to square with scripture from a conditional point of view, this annihilationist point of view, is when Jesus says that the unrighteous will go to eternal punishment. Now, he didn't say death. He didn't say that they will just die and that will be their punishment. They will go to eternal punishment. Now, if you're dead and you have no consciousness, you're not really being punished. Certainly you're not being punished for eternity because you don't have any consciousness. In order to be punished for eternity, you'd have to be in some way be conscious of it. So even the death penalty it's a punishment, but it's not an eternal punishment because you have no consciousness afterwards. So I think that that's probably their biggest issue, is trying to get over that hurdle. Now, I'm open to the view. I'll study the view. And some people say, well, I hope it's true. And when you say that, what you're implying is that if the traditional view isn't true, or let me say it another way, if the traditional view is true, somehow God is not just. I think we need to dispense with that idea, because whatever the state of the afterlife really is, by definition, it has to be just, because God, by definition, is the standard of justice. So nobody is ever going to get the wrong punishment or the wrong reward in heaven or hell if God exists, because he, by definition, is the standard of justice. So while we may not completely understand how it could be just, God has to be just, because by definition, he is what we mean by justice.